So good evening once again, everyone. It's 5:30 p.m. here in India, and we are about to begin with the fourth session of Profile Building Fair, Summer School in Spain. In this session, you will learn about the immersive summer school experience with Mr. Mariano Iturbe from the University of Navarra, Spain. I would like to give a brief introduction about Mr. Mariano. He is a professor of philosophy working with Indian institutions and is a delegate of the University of Navarra for India since 2009. He has worked in the field of education as a researcher and as a lecturer. As a delegate, he has been helping students and college counselors interested in knowing more about pursuing higher studies in Spain and the admission process to the University of Navarra. Welcome, Mariano. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Kajol, and well, very good evening to everyone who is attending this webinar organized by the Next Genius Foundation. And well, as it has been said, the purpose of my talk is the teaching of Spanish during the summer programs, but also as a degree or even a master degree. So perhaps some of you is the first time that hear about the University of Navarra. This is a Spanish university with its main campus in the city of Pamplona, 3.5 hours away from Madrid by train, 3-4 hours from Barcelona. Now, the University of Navarra is a Spanish university with an international dimension. Being a Spanish university clearly fosters, not exclusively, but dedicates a lot of efforts and a lot of energies to teach Spanish in different ways. Because of this, the university has one institute that is fully dedicated to the teaching of Spanish language and Spanish culture. In Spanish, this institute is known as ILCE, I-L-C-E. That means Instituto of Lengua Cultura Española, an institute of Spanish language and culture. So this institute, that is part of the University of Navarra and is based in our main campus in Pamplona, is an international institute whose main purpose is to teach and to do research related to the methodology of teaching Spanish language as a second language. It is part of the School of Philosophy and Literature. So what I'm trying to say is that ILCE is not just an academy to teach a language. It's much more. It's something more profound, more deeper. Now, we are talking about Spanish, and it's good to know why we are talking about Spanish, because Spanish is among the most important languages in the world. At present, you might have 500 million Spanish speakers in countries, of course, Spain, but the majority of Latin American countries, think of Argentina, Mexico, Chile, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Ecuador, Venezuela, El Salvador, etc., etc. Well, so you have, in US, it's almost like a second language. In many places, things are bilingual in US, in English and in Spanish announced. You go to Florida, you will speak and you will hear more Spanish than English. So yes, the Spanish language is a language that is expanding all over the world. It's expanding in India. And as I said, there are 500 million Spanish speakers. And at this moment, perhaps there are more than 20 million students of Spanish all over the world, no? In the schools, IB schools, or international schools, in the Instituto Cervantes, or Duolingo, or any other source, or any other method or academy, etc. So, because of this concern, and because the University of Navarra is a Spanish university with an international dimension, but really ready to promote Spanish culture and Spanish language, our institute, ILCE, since 1967, so we are talking more 55 years, for the last 55 years has been offering a variety of courses related to Spanish language, and not only language, but also literature, history, culture, etc. You might have heard of Institutos Cervantes, that is an institution of the government of Spain that established in many countries that teaches Spanish and Spanish culture. Is the official institute, and is the institute that evaluates the level of Spanish of any student in the world. In India, you have a very important building of the Instituto Cervantes in the city of Delhi, in the central part of Delhi, Connaught Place. So, and ILSE is a centro delegado, a delegate center, or recognized by Cervantes Institute for the exams related to the diploma of Spanish as a foreign language. You want to learn to get this diploma of Spanish as a foreign language, then this examination is called DELE, D-E-L-E, and has 6 levels, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Usually, if you want to study in a Spanish university, you will be required a level of B2. So you have to already have approved A1, A2, B1, and with B2, you are, even though still you have to continue improving, but you are already in a situation that you are able to understand a lecture taught in Spanish, you are able to give an exam in Spanish, etc. So ILSE is a delegate center and can recognize these different levels of the Spanish. So now, going to the summer program more in detail. Well, the University of Navarra and ILSE organizes a variety of summer programs. There is a digital brochure that I made it available, so each one of you will get it from the next Genius Foundation. But I will say, out of all the different programs, I will focus mainly in one. I'm thinking that perhaps some of you, yes, are fully conversant with the Spanish language because for one reason or another. But I guess that the majority of you are learning Spanish. Perhaps you are doing ab initio or A1, or still you have not learned Spanish, but you would like to learn. So that is why, out of the variety of summer courses offered by the University of Navarra, I would like to mention mainly one summer course that goes from 30th of May till 17 June. It's 3 weeks in which you will be taught by distinguished professors from the University of Navarra and from foreign universities such as Columbia University, Dartmouth College, Barnard College, Scranton University, and Fairfield University. Well, this summer course that begins on the 30th of May, so students should arrive 1 or 2 days earlier, 29 or 28 of May, and then finish by June 17. You will have, the students will have daily lectures in the morning, 4 hours per day. So that means that in 1 week, you will do 20 hours of lectures, and in 3 weeks, 60. So let's think, no, if any of you is going to an academy to learn Spanish, or you have some classes in the school, well, you need almost 4 or 5 months or even 6 months to complete what can be what will be taught in this course. So in 3 weeks, you will be receiving 60 hours of lecture that usually a student get perhaps 6 months or even more. So that is why it's an intense language course. You know, you will realize that your level of Spanish, if it is beginners or intermediate or advanced, will grow very fast. Then, of course, you will have to continue practice, but you will be fully immersed in a Spanish city, a Spanish-speaking country. So, but the 60 hours of classes will be very beneficial for the learning of the language. Then, this is 4 hours in the morning. Then you have the entire evening, and in the evening you will have cultural programs, visits to different cities around Pamplona, Bilbao, and others, and social activities, sport activities. So, and the weekends also will be special programs to combine learning the language with classes, practicing the language with visits to different sites, different areas of Spain. As I said at the beginning, Pamplona, where this program will take place, is a city located 3 hours and a half by train from Madrid. Now, those co-curricular activities also will help you not only to learn Spanish, but also to gain friends. You will meet friends, students who are coming from other countries, especially quite a number from US. Most of these students are college students. So if you are in class 11 or class 12, well, you will be able to deal also with them. If a larger group of students wants to come from a particular school, well, in those cases, perhaps will be needed that a teacher also accompanies them. But if it's 1 or 2, it should not be any problem. Now, where will you stay when you are in Pamplona? Well, Pamplona is as I say, is a city for more or less 200,000 people. And the presence of the University of Navarra, that has 9,000 to 10,000 students, is important, and well, it influences in the life, in the daily life of the city. Now, for accommodation, there is a residence hall that is 10 minutes away, 10 minutes walk from the university, that is called Mi Campus or My Campus. There, the students will be accommodated, and they will have an individual room, a single room with a private attached bathroom, and meals during the program. Now, what happens if you are at the level of A1, someone else is at the level of A2, other of B, whatever? Well, once you are enrolled, the university, the ILSE, the institute, will send you an online test to evaluate which is your level of Spanish, no? Beginners, intermediate, or advanced, in order that you are placed in your right position, no? in the place where you should be. So that is done immediately after enrollment is confirmed. So that is why the course will be adjusted to the circumstances of each of the students who are participating. Now, as I said, also this summer course is not just language, it is a unique socio-cultural activity, because it helps a lot. I have seen in many students how it helps to be traveling by train, traveling by plane, reaching all of a sudden to a place in which you have to speak Spanish, and it's broken Spanish, but you have to make that effort to communicate and to ask for things and to get things done. So students are expected to engage in interactive, small and large group activities. And it's interesting because you can also develop critical thinking and creative skills, because at the end you will have a digital storytelling final project that you will have to prepare. Well, the fees, if we put all together, we are approximately, we're in a total of 3,129 euros. That includes accommodation, as I said, in this individual room attached with bathroom, and all meals included. The accommodation in itself cost 1,174 euros. Then the tuition fees for the course are 1,415 euros. And then there are some extra expenses like application fees, student services fees, and health insurance. So, and we offer the possibility, optional, the possibility of doing a PCR test before departure when you return to your country. So that is why I said altogether the fees, food, lodge, and tuition fees is 3,129 euros, to which you have to add the plane ticket and visa procedures, the travel from your city to Pamplona and return. So in this program fees, you have what is included, the tuition of course, the tuition fee, the placement test, the access to university campus facilities, the program materials, the official transcript of records, cultural activities, accommodation and meals, health insurance, 24/7 emergency on-site support, etc. I want to say that because we are in this period of COVID, and that the University of Navarra is well prepared to face any problem if there is of COVID. We have the clinic of the University of Navarra, and there is this health insurance. But of course, the health insurance covers mainly the emergencies that can happen during the course, but you will have to get your insurance for the trip, the flight, etc., from your country to Pamplona and vice versa. What is not included, I said, is the travel arrangement, additional money that you have to spend, and any other problem that might happen. Now, so this is the summer program. As I said, in the digital brochure, you will be able to see that there are other options, but I think those options perhaps are not applicable to your circumstances. In one case could be if you have any particular doubt, and we can discuss one-to-one. I will leave you then my email ID so you can contact me and to know in detail. Now, in addition to the summer program, in which you spend there 3 weeks, there is something more extended, that is 1-year program or 1 semester program, that we call it the International Foundation Program, IFP. And the International Foundation Program is equivalent to what we know as a gap year or leap year, etc. So the purpose is to prepare international students to study a university degree in Spain, for which to learn Spanish language is a must. The University of Navarra, you need a DLB2 to be admitted for the degree. Sometimes in those degrees that are bilingual, you can be admitted in the 2nd year. So you have to prove your knowledge of Spanish in your 2nd year, but you will need to acquire that level of Spanish. So sometimes a student, perhaps you have studied in the school or you have studied on your own, etc. But in case you are weak in Spanish and you want to study in Spain in a university in which the subjects are bilingual, but Spanish is required, the International Foundation Program is very useful to spend 1 semester or to spend 1 full year in the university and learning Spanish, and also perhaps some subjects that are of interest because are related to your area, your field, your options. You choose to do medicine, or you choose to do economics, or engineering, or arts, design, whatever. So you can attend some classes and even get some credits. So that is the International Foundation Program. There are 2 semesters, one from September to December, another from January to May. And sometimes in the case of medicine, for instance, you can apply for medicine, be accepted into the degree, be admitted to the degree, but with the condition that the 1st year you dedicate to do the International Foundation Program to learn the language. So the degree will be 1 year longer, but with the benefit that you will be practicing and will be mastering already the Spanish language. Of course, to apply for the International Foundation Program, you have to complete high school. Not only after class 12, you can fill the form through the Office of Admission and apply for it. And as I said, once you are enrolled, the coordinator of the program will prepare a plan of studies according to your level of Spanish and your academic interest, or that you need this subject or the other subject, etc. Going to the fees, the foundation program each semester, if you do only 1 semester, will cost 5,500 euros, the tuition fees. If you do the entire year, it's 10,200 euros. And well, just before leaving some minutes for questions, in case you have, I also want to mention that, of course, we are a university, so we don't teach only Spanish. We offer a variety of degrees, from architecture to medicine, from engineering to journalism, education, psychology, etc. Some subjects are taught fully in Spanish. Some subjects are bilingual, taught 50% in Spanish, 50% in English. Now, it might happen that you have a special love for Spanish language. So you want to be not only to speak, but to be an expert in the language in itself and in Spanish literature. So you can do a degree in philology, or you can do a degree in literature if that is your area of interest. But the university offers many other degrees, like in management and economics, design, marketing, etc. So now I would like to know if I can continue talking about the university, but perhaps some of you wants to ask some question, you have some query, I can leave some few minutes free for that.
It was wonderful hearing from you today, Mariano. Thank you for imparting information about the Spanish language and summer schools. A fantastic session, and I'm sure everyone here with us has gained a lot of information about when and how the summer school starts and what all activities happen in 3 weeks of this immersive program. Thank you for sharing the additional information about IFP as well. And yes, we have a few questions, so I'll just let you know. Will there be an online course as well for like summer school or maybe IFP?
No, in principle will be offline unless it is impossible to come to the campus. The University of Navarra really has fought to maintain the offline teaching. And since the beginning of the pandemic, they're talking February 2020, the University of Navarra has not interrupted any lecture. Yes, the students who were enrolled, and perhaps they were from a country in which there was restrictions, they couldn't get visa. Well, for them, there will be online help. But the university mainly puts all the effort to be an offline university. So these courses are offered only in an offline mode.
Okay, great. There's one more question. What can be the minimum fee structure for summer school?
Well, the minimum fee structure is what I mentioned. No? Altogether comes up to 3,129 euros. That include accommodation with all the meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, then the tuition fees, a PCR test when you go back to your country, that sometimes the flights require that you submit a PCR test. It is optional, but well, the university offers that possibility, and some health insurance. So all the expenses of those 3 weeks, except any extra thing that you want to purchase, but all the other things are covered within this amount.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering those questions. We can wait for a minute or two for more questions if we have. Would you like to add? Okay, we have question. Age to enroll in the summer school.
Well, this summer school, as I said, is more oriented to college students. That is most of the students who take part in this summer course are college students. But students who have finished class 11 or class 12 are also accepted. So students from class 10 or class 9, no, they cannot join this course. But those who have completed class 11 and class 12 are also accepted.
Okay, thank you so much, Mariano, for taking out time and presenting to all of us here. And it was great hearing you today. Any closing comments?
Well, thank you, Kajol, for this opportunity. And well, I will say either the summer program or to do the foundation program. I didn't mention that also we have a master that is, I already spoke in some session last month, but we have the master of teaching Spanish as a second language. That is for those who are already teaching in the teaching profession of a Spanish language. They can do that master to specialize and to improve the way of teaching. But I will say, if you do this summer course in 3 weeks, you will learn a lot. I have seen the students how happy they come back and really how much has helped them to improve the dominion and the proficiency in the Spanish language. So if anyone has the possibility, I encourage to apply for this course.
Thank you so much, Mariano, for a wonderful session.
Okay, most welcome. And I can leave my email available. No, I put it in the chat so they can take it. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much.